Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt, aka Post Up 323. If you want to like and subscribe, guys, to the channel on YouTube, you can also follow us on what is formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. We've got a very exciting show this evening. My esteemed guest is the who's who breaking news of the sporting world. Mr. AB, welcome back to the Shooters Lounge, bro.
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. It's been a minute since I was last on here, so yeah, let's talk some hoops, man. There's been a lot to catch up on, I'm sure.
I know, absolutely. That's the thing with these once every 2 weeks, man. There's a lot going on, isn't there, bro? With the season, games every day, and things. Yeah, so there's always something to catch up on. But this week, it's the first ever in-season tournament finals week. So I thought we'd preview the games to start this week. Obviously, with the final ending on Saturday evening. In Las Vegas. We're going to Vegas, baby. How's your feelings about that, bro? Going to Vegas?
I wish you was going to Vegas, but I'm gonna have to be watching this in the cold and in the rain here in England, man. It's tough.
Still sledding out here, bro, isn't it? Still sledding. Yeah.
It's not great.
No, it's not good, man. No, the press passes didn't come through, man. So unfortunately, we're not going to Vegas. We'll just have to cover it from, from the armchair or wherever you're at, bro. But have you got any feelings on the in-season tournament as a whole, bro? What did you think before the season? Has it changed your mind as it's gone on? Do you think it's been a success by Adam Silver, or is it just let's go back to how things were?
You know what? I was always intrigued by it, especially when it was getting announced and things like that. And I have to say, it's definitely grown on me, because in the beginning, I just thought they'll mention it's like a glorified FA Cup almost in the US with all these different group play and stuff like that. And but yeah, no, it's definitely grown on me. I remember obviously the first night of the games with the funky courts and stuff like that. I didn't really like it, but as it came on, obviously the games have been a lot more competitive. You can see it for sure. And especially in the last round of games that kind of signified who was going to qualify, who was going to get the wild card spot, and who was going to be out. You saw the real intensity. It was almost like playoff basketball. I remember for the Bulls and the Celtics game when Joe Mazzulla was instructing the Celtics to foul Andre Drummond, and then he had to apologize to Billy Donovan and kind of tell him, listen, we need to win by a certain amount of points in order to progress. So that shows that kind of competitive spirit, and obviously you'll never get that in a regular season game in November anyway, on a random Tuesday. So yeah, it shows the significance of it. And I mean, in the beginning, obviously, players don't really tend to dribble the clock out, because obviously they know that you have to try and win and get the highest point differential. So you've got guys pulling up for threes when there's a couple seconds left on the clock, and a couple guys didn't like that in the beginning. But as the tournament kind of wore on, guys kind of understood the rules and understood that you have to do what you have to do. So yeah, I'd say it's grown on me. And yeah, obviously the job that Adam Silver's doing to try and be as innovative as possible. We had the what's it called? To get into the playoffs, it just escaped my mind. What's that tournament? The play-in tournament. That's it. Yeah. We obviously the play-in tournament. That's been really exciting. You got teams that have made it to the playoffs who you wouldn't really expect would have made it to the playoffs last couple of years and things like that. And now obviously the play-in tournament for the NBA Cup. So yeah, I guess it's worth trying. You got to try these different things to try and evolve the game and see how this will stand the test of time. So yeah, I'd say it's definitely grown on me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when they were Hacker Drummond in that game, bro, I was like, fights have been started for less, bro. It's that's emptying the bench kind of scenario, isn't it? But like you say, with the rules of the in-season tournament, that's some point differential was a thing. So
yeah,
you've got to kind of play all the way to the end. I mean, the reasons my sons got through was Booker banking a 3 at the end of the Grizzlies game, which is what saw us through in the end. So it was it can swing that quickly. So I mean, I've done a 180, bro, on the tournament. I was like, what we're doing, the clutching at straws, but I was kind of worried. I thought once this starts, I'm going to be in the season's going on. I'm going to be like, I'm probably going to change my mind, and that's exactly what happened. So I think it's a success. I'd be very surprised if they didn't bring it back next season or a few more seasons. I'll be honest with how the viewership that more people are tuning into the league this early, which the casual fan doesn't really do that, do they? So I think it's definitely a success. And I think this weekend in Vegas, man, the semis and the final is going to be a Vegas. It's going to be a thing, bro. It's going to be an event, isn't it? You spend half a week in Vegas, and I think it's going to be a thing. I think there's going to be a lot of celebrities there, I think, who are going to be at the games as well. I think it's going to be an event, bro. I think a decent idea, and it's a kind of like trial run for Vegas if they're going to get a team, which sounds like the worst kept secret in the league, isn't it? That Vegas are going to have a team eventually, So it's a good kind of trial run for them as well, isn't it? Hosting and things like that. So I think I'm all in. I'm all in, especially because my team is still in it as well.
So. Oh yeah, of course.
Sorry to rub it in, AB, but Philly unfortunately just couldn't find the way into the wild card. But my Suns are still in it, so we can kind of discuss the games. So the quarterfinals lineup has been set. So what we've got is, if I just put the graphic up, in the East, we've got the Bucks against the Knicks, and then we've got Pacers, Celtics, and then we've got the Kings at the Pelicans in the West, and the LA Lakers against the Phoenix Suns. So if we dive right in, there's 2 games tonight, and then there's 2 tomorrow night. So might as well just go in the order that the games are actually on.
Yeah.
So the first one we've got is Boston Celtics against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers playing at home against the Celtics, who Celtics are kind of up there, aren't they? They're doing very well. What are your thoughts on this one, AB? How do you think this one's going to turn out? It's win or go home, bro. We're going college style. It's win or go home. So you've got to pull this one out, or else you're sitting watching at home, man. What are your feelings going into tonight's game with this one?
I think it's going to be, like I mentioned, I think it's going to be a highly competitive basketball game. As I mentioned with the Celtics, obviously Joe Mazzulla really stamping. Before I even come to that, it's funny because hearing Jason Tatum speak about the tournament beforehand, he was like, "I'm not really sure," and he sounded a bit tentative and things like that. And then especially when he asked about obviously teams running up the score towards the end of the game, he was like, it's not really part of like the culture of the game. It's almost an unwritten law if you think about it. And then you get to the final game against the Bulls where they need to win by a certain amount of points to qualify. Then you got them fouling Drummond. You got Mazzulla apologizing to Billy Donovan. And it seems like the Celtics are really locked in. And they're actually trying to take this tournament seriously, which obviously is good because I was skeptical in the beginning as to what kind of teams will take this tournament seriously. Because obviously you've got teams, especially when you talk about the Celtics. I mean, you talk about a team that's trying to win an NBA championship. So I don't know whether they would have thought this would be like a distraction to try and get to kind of not really achieve their goal, which is to win an NBA championship, or whether they'll just be like, you know what, this is another thing. We just want to win as many games as possible, whatever accolades that come with it, was going to focus on that and lock in. So so it seems like that they're taking that latter approach, which is going to be really interesting for this matchup against the Pacers. And what did you want me to pick? Who I think will win this game?
Yeah, who have you got coming out of the game, bro? Stick your neck out there, man.
You know what? Yeah. Well, it's in India. It's in Indiana. I'm going with the Pacers. I think the Pacers win this game. I've really liked what the Pacers have done this season so far. I mean, 4-0 in this tournament. Obviously, being spearheaded by none other than Tyrese Haliburton, who's been balling out of his mind recently. And they got guys who've been contributing. Bruce Brown, who has been a recent addition for them, he's really come in and balled out. I know it wasn't a tournament game, but they beat the Heat on Saturday night. And without Haliburton, put up 144 points. And Bruce Brown dropped a 30-piece, which just shows that this team has depth. I mean, Benedict Mathurin's making a jumper. So obviously, you still got your Miles Turners as well, Andrew Nembhard and Buddy Hield, who we know can shoot the lights out. So obviously, with this offense that they have, I think they'll take it not that the Celtics will downplay this event because they have made it through the group and they have had a great record as well. But I just think the Pacers, I just think they'll probably want it more because it's like, with all due respect to them, I don't think they're going to win a championship this year. So it's like, listen, we might just all guns blazing. Let's just try and run up the score, just play with the pace that we've been playing at so far and just try and shoot the lights out. So I'm backing the Pacers to win this matchup to move on to the semi-finals of this in-season tournament.
Okay. I'll let you have a mulligan on this one. Halliburton is a game time decision on this one. So yeah. I'll are we saying Halliburton dependent, or are we just going they're going to win it regardless? I don't know what you're saying, bro.
He'll play. He'll absolutely. I have no doubt about that.
I'd be surprised if
he's gonna play.
Yeah, if he didn't play, I'll be honest. I think he was suffering from I think it's some kind of virus or something like that. But like you say, it's going to be it's going to be pretty bad if they're going to hold him out. Isn't it? We could end up with a Halliburton flu game. I mean, that could be a thing, bro. Couldn't it? You know what I mean? So, Mate, that'd be class, bro. So you've got the Pacers bring it out, man. That's good. They're at home, man. Home crowd. Spurring them on and things like that. Why not? Exactly. Can't fault them to that. We've got a couple of guys in the chat. We've got Gio, man. Thanks for dropping in, man. Doing very well. Just going to go over what we're thinking about. He says my fancy team's relying on Halliburton. He's on my fancy team as well, bro. So yeah, he stuffs the stat sheet, doesn't he? So hopefully, a standard 25 and 11 from Halliburton would do very nicely tonight. But for me, I just can't see past the Celtics, bro. I just think Porzingis isn't playing for the Celtics tonight, so that's a kind of a loss for them. But I think they've just got too much firepower for Pacers. I mean, Pacers do put up a lot of points, bro, like you say, but the defense just isn't quite there. And I think Tatum's kind of going to have his way, I think, with the Pacers. So personally, I've got the Celtics. For how critical we were of Joe Mazzulla last season for his lack of coaching or kind of how some of the games went in the playoffs, it was a bit hard to watch, where not knowing when to call timeouts and things. I think he's been a lot better this year, hasn't he? I think he's surrounded himself with some better assistant coaches as well. I think he's got Sam Cassell there, hasn't he? And I think Jeff Van Gundy's there in some capacity as like an advisor or something like that. So surrounding yourself with better people helps as well. I think before last season, he was kind of chucked into the deep end, wasn't he? It was like 3 weeks before the season they got rid of Ime Udoka. It all happened very quickly, and all of a sudden Mizuma's like, "Oh yeah, you're the head coach now," and you're like, "What?" I can imagine that was tough to kind of take that on. Everything was up in the air with what was going on with Ime and all that. So this season, I think he's been a lot better from what I've seen. So hopefully he can he's not going to get in the way of of the Celtics pulling one out, man. But so we disagree already, mate. This is what we like. We don't always want to agree all the time, bro. Do we? Do you know what I mean? So have a bit of a disagreement. That's fine. But it should be a good atmosphere in the Pacers, and I like that court as well. To be fair, not a lot of people do, but I'm kind of with it, man. I'm all right with it. I like most of the courts.
Well. I like their jersey.
Been getting a lot of flack, man. Them jerseys, man. But I'm like, I've seen worse. I've seen worse than the. It just they've kind of gone for something different, haven't they? Outside the box, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Dealer's choice, isn't it? I suppose. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. I quite like them, mate. I'll be honest. So that's decent. What's the next game we've got this evening is the Pelicans at the Sacramento Kings, which is the second game this evening. I think this one's got the makings of this could be a bit of a classic here, bro. Sacramento, like the beam. AB was there before most people were, bro.
Man.
We all laughed at you, bro, before last season, man. We were all. You said Sacramento were going to make the playoffs. We all laughed. We all made fun of you. while he was laughing. You know,
He's
Sacramento. I mean, yeah, it was a first round exit, like, but hey, mate, it was you know, they had a great year last year, didn't they, with Mike Brown and all them guys. So, what are your thoughts on this one, bro? Is there any way for the Pelicans to take one away from home?
Yeah, this is going to be another electric matchup, man. I mean, Pelicans starting the season, obviously they got CJ McCollum back from the collapsed lung that he suffered, so he was out for a lot of time. Zion seems to be locked in. I mean, the other night against my Sixers, he dropped like 33 points and shot like 100% from the field. Like, obviously we had no Embiid, but still he was just killing that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, they seem to be doing well. And listen, my Sacramento Kings, what can I say, man? I always look out for them. I always look out for them out west, man. I got to show love for them, man.
Got a soft spot for them Kings, bro. You have, mate.
Yeah. They always got a fan in me, man. Especially De'Aaron Fox. I mean, he started this season on high. He's averaging 35 and 7. And yeah, he's just really taken that leap into when you talk about some of like the top 10 point guards in the league or one of the best like all-star, all-NBA caliber guards in the league. He's most definitely in that conversation. And Sabonis as well. I mean, he's so integral to what they do offensively as well, whether that's dribble handoffs, whether that's what he does in playmaking, whether off the glass as well, averaging about like 12 rebounds, 7 assists as well, leading the Kings in assists even. So yeah, he's been an integral part to what the Kings have done. So yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. I got to back the Kings though, man. I think they're going to be lighting the beam, man. I think they're going to be lighting the beam at the end of this one. I got to go with the Kings. I just feel like the two-man tandem of Fox and Sabonis is going to be too much for guys like Valanciunas and Cole to kind of deal with. And I know obviously the Pelicans do have Trey Murphy III, who's back after missing a significant amount of time, and also obviously I mentioned CJ McCollum as well. But I don't know. I like the Kings in this matchup. I think it's going to be a tough one. I'm not at all confident, but I'm gonna back the Kings to win either way, because I know when Zion wants to lock in, when BI wants to lock in, it's gonna be tough for like the Kings to kind of deal with. But I'm gonna back them to win this game and advance to the semis.
Yeah, Gio's with you, man. He's saying light the beam.
Yes, so, Gio, we're lighting the beam.
He's with you on that one, bro. Yeah, that crowd's they're going to be up for that tonight, I think, aren't they? The crowd, I mean, in them playoff games, the crowd were immense, weren't they, in that Warriors series last year?
Yeah,
they were loud, bro. In that game 7, it was, oh my goodness. But then Curry kind of silenced them all, didn't he? But the crowd were brilliant, like really good atmosphere. I mean, these guys have already played each other twice, man, and the Pelicans have won both times, bro. So, well, I don't know. Are you going for the underdog? I don't know, mate. You know what I mean? It's there, isn't it? I'm not sure. Like say, Sacramento are tough to beat at home, man, aren't they? You know, but yeah, Pelicans, they've got some ballers, man. Like you say, McCollum, he can just have one of them games. That's the fun about these one-off games, isn't it? It's literally like when we get to the playoffs, you know, the cream usually rises, done it over 7 games.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? It's like, but it's like one-off game. McCollum could go for 40 and
True.
Sacramento are done. It's over like that. And that's the exciting thing, I think, about it, isn't it? That it's win or go home. It's very much Madness-esque. It's just, hey, man, got to pull it out. Got to pull it out of the bag, bro, or else you're watching it at home kind of thing. So, you know, they've got Zion. You know, Zion can have one of them games, can't he? Valanciunas, Ingram can have one of them games again. They've got ballers on the Pelicans, bro, haven't they? They've got ballers. But so is Sacramento, like say Fox and Sabonis, you know, up there for top 5 duo in the NBA. I don't think there's any arguing about that, is there? I think, you know, they're up there, like you say, and Sabonis leading the team in assists as well, and they've got Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray, just steady guys, aren't they, around the talent that they've got, and Mike Brown. This one's a toss-up for me, bro. This is a tough one, man. But I'll go on. I'll go against you, mate. I'll go with the Pelicans, man. I'll go for another away win, bro. But I think this is going to be a decent game as well, man. It's tasty, as the word as well, man, for sure. So there we go. We need to. We're gonna agree on one soon, bro. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going on, but next one that we've got, which is tomorrow night, we've got New York Knicks at the Milwaukee Bucks. So obviously Bucks, Zeus, Dame Lillard, and then you've got the feisty New York Knicks with Jalen Brunson and Randall. What your feelings on this one, man? Can the Knicks pull off the upset, or can't you? You know, it's Bucks to lose?
Man, I don't know. Like you say, anyone can have like a hot shooting night and essentially beat anyone, but I can't see anything other than a Bucks victory, man. I just feel like, especially when you got guys like Giannis on your team and Damian Lillard, you know, Giannis doesn't take no nights off in this league, man. He's just got that competitive spirit. He's got that competitive fire in him. And yeah, they're calling it a down year for Giannis, but he's averaging like, 30, 11 or 5 again. It's like, and no one's talking about him. It's like, well, what more do you want him to do? So
just the standard, Giannis season.
standard. So yeah, I just like the Bucks in this matchup a lot. I think they'll have too much for the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks will be able to deal with Giannis, as a lot of teams have found out that they. I mean, you're talking about one of the best players in the league, and obviously Damian Lillard as well, who's had an up and down start really to start off his career as a Milwaukee Buck. But there's no doubt that I have confidence in them to be able to find that sort of chemistry as the season goes on. I mean, it's 82 games to find that chemistry and kind of like kick on and really develop that chemistry that they want to achieve their ultimate goal, which is to win a championship. But if you can win the inaugural NBA Cup along the way, then who knows? But yeah, definitely the Bucks. I like the Bucks to win this matchup against the Knicks. I don't want to say it'll be a blowout. I think the Knicks will play hard because obviously when you've got Coach Tibbs, you know he's going to run guys like Randall and quickly and Barrett to the ground and make sure they're giving it their full effort. But I just feel like the Bucks will just have too much for them.
It looks like the Knicks just recently have just managed to put themselves in like 20-point holes and then trying to drag themselves out of it just lately. But they managed to come back against Miami, didn't they, the other night? We were up big on them last week, a couple of weeks ago on Sunday against the Knicks, but we managed to pull it out of the bag. These two have played, haven't they, in the tournament already, which was a close game. I think it was 110-105. I think kind of Dame just took over the game for Milwaukee. So like you say, could be a tasty one, could be a close one. This because I don't think the Bucks haven't got anybody who can guard Brunson. So Brunson's going to have his way. I think in that tournament game he had like 40-odd, 45 or something like that. He had a monster game. Bucks really haven't got anybody who can guard anybody. So that's the kind of worry for them. But when you've got Dame in a one-off game, it's hard to go against Zeus and Lillard, isn't it, man? For sure. But yeah, I'm going with you on this one, bro. I've got the Bucks. Bucks winning this one at home. But I don't think it's gonna be easy, man. It ain't gonna be easy because, like you say, the Knicks always. The Knicks always make games hard for you under Tibbs, don't they? They always it's a grind. Everything's a grind. Everything's hard. Nothing's easy. So maybe the Bucks can use this as a kind of catalyst to kind of get, because they don't really seem to have got going yet. I don't know if I'm looking too much into it. They just don't seem they've kind of got going yet. But you don't want to be peaking now, do you? You want to be peaking in like February, March, don't you? That's the time. So, there's time yet. But, teams could kind of use this as a catalyst, can't they? As if you win this or go far in it, then you can kind of, take the positives from that and then kind of kick on. So, but I'm with you, bro. I'm going with the Bucks, and it looks like Gio's also going with the Bucks as well. So it's 3 for 3, guys. So that's the first time we've agreed on that one. The last one of the quarterfinals tomorrow evening, very early, is my Phoenix Suns at the LA Lakers. Do you want me to take this one, AB?
Yeah, take it away. Take it away.
This one's going to be another barn burner, mate. I think. I was kind of worried we weren't going to have Booker, but Booker came back on the other night against the Grizzlies. He turned his ankle in the Toronto game last week, so he missed the Denver game. And I thought, oh man, if Booker isn't going to be in for the tournament next week, we're going to be. That's going to be a big loss for us, because when Booker plays, we win. So, that we need Booker on the floor. So he's been playing, when he plays, man, he's been playing like amazingly well. And we've the point book is no longer a secret. I think the secret's out. So he's averaging like 8.5 assists a game, which is his career high by a good way. So Booker's going to be good to go for tomorrow night against LeBron and the LA Lakers. We've played them twice already, and they've beaten us twice, man. So we kind of row on one, man. But I've just got a real feeling, man, that LeBron just wants to go all out and win this first NBA Cup. I'll be honest. This is something that no other player before him has had the opportunity to do so. This is a new thing, and for him to have his name on the first winners, I just think he's going to go all out on this game. And that's what kind of worries me about what it depends. Does it depend what kind of AD turns up? If it's 17 rebound, 4 blocks a game AD, or is it, 7 points, 6 rebounds and maybe a block? It depends, doesn't it? But I like our big two, man. We've got KD and Booker. You've got any team with those two as the spearhead. I kind of like our chances in a one-off game, man. I mean, obviously, I'm going to pick the Suns. I'm not going to go against my Suns to take the W, man. So I'm going to go with my Suns, mate. I think we've got too much firepower for them. If they double either Booker or KD, we've got people who can hit wide open threes like Grayson Allen, Gordon. I think Gordon's a game time decision. He might. We could do with Gordon being on as well, because he's just feasting, to be honest, on wide open threes, and we've got people around them who we've got the hustle guys. I think that we can that can do this. So I'm gonna go with the Suns, man. So do you agree with me, or do you think LeBron's gonna break Suns' hearts once again?
Oh man, I don't know, but yeah, this is the game I'm most looking forward to the most. Obviously, I showed the Pacers some love. I showed my little friends on the West Coast, the Kings, some love. But this LeBron and KD matching up once again. I mean, we haven't seen this matchup in so long. We wait for this matchup, and now we're getting what? Is this like the third installment? How many times
the third game this season already?
Yeah, third game this season already. Before Christmas. So this is gonna be another blockbuster matchup. I mean, the Lakers beat you guys by what? By like 3 points last time out in the tournament.
Yeah. So the last 2 games we've lost by a combined like 8 points or something like that. So it's we're right there, and so we didn't have Booker, I think, for the tournament game. So it's right there, man. It's right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. I mean, like you said, the winning margin has been like 8 points. So this is gonna go down to the wire. In clutch time, it's gonna be a 5-point game with less than 5 minutes remaining. The ball's gonna be in LeBron's hand. The ball's gonna be in KD's and Booker's hand. So this is what I want to see. I just want to see good hoops, man. If it goes to overtime, double overtime, that's what I want to see. I want to see as close of a matchup. I know you don't want to see that. You're already going.
I don't know if I can take it, bro. I don't know if I can hack it, bro. I don't know. Oh, mate.
I just want to see the best ballers on the court for as long as possible. So it's going to be a great matchup. As you mentioned, I think the Lakers are taking this tournament by storm. I mean, 4-0. They've got the highest point differential out of all the teams in the tournament as well, plus 74, which is insane. Obviously, they played the Grizzlies, who had a rough start, and the Jazz and the Trailblazers, who haven't done much. But it just shows they're taking care of business, because you can easily distract yourself playing against these teams on like a Tuesday night in November. Again, obviously, we went back to why the tournament was installed in the first place, because you wouldn't see the Lakers have like a point differential of plus 74 playing against like the Jazz, the Trailblazers, and the Grizzlies, because they'll probably be coasting by like the third, fourth quarter. But yeah, they've kept that discipline. And like you said, I think deep down, I think LeBron wants this, He wants this. He's locked in. He wants to be the guy to win the first NBA Cup. And you know what? I can already dread the LeBron Jordan debate. He's like, oh yeah, Jordan, LeBron won an NBA Cup. What did Jordan win? He was on the golf course, so he was playing for the Wizards or some tomfoolery that I just don't want to hear. Like, I don't care for it.
God.
I know LeBron stands. If the Lakers win this tournament, yeah, all we're gonna hear about is LeBron won the first. I low-key think like the success of this in-season tournament hinders on what the Lakers do. Because if LeBron wins this, if the Lakers win this, then I think the credibility of this in-season tournament is going to skyrocket so high. Then, no disrespect, I backed them already, but if the Pacers were to go on to win it, it's like who's gonna care? I care. I would care because I like the Pacers. I like Tyrese Halliburton. I'm talking about the casual NBA fans giving me like, okay, it's just one of those. Like, it's like the Carabao Cup, or I don't know to put it in, or like a community shield. But if LeBron wins, this is the Champions League. Like this is this tournament holds weight. So yeah. With that being said, though, I think I'm gonna take the Lakers. I'm just gonna take the Lakers. I just think that. I'm sorry. If the Suns win, like, it's just my prediction. I don't know. I want to see a good game. That's all I want to see. But going to my head, if I have to pick someone to win, I just think the Lakers. Even though they've struggled recently, I mean, my Sixers, they came into Philly, and my Sixers.
That was ugly. That was ugly, bro.
LeBron's biggest defeat of his career, beat them by 44 points. I mean, damn. Yeah, that was a bad loss. But I think games like this, like it's just one game. Like you say, it's a one-off. It's not like a series. So I feel like LeBron, obviously at his age as well, he has to preserve himself. But for one game, I think he can handle it. If we're talking about like a 5-game series, 7-game series, where you have to count on AD as well, then it's going to be tough for the Lakers to kind of get that repetition and beat a team like the Suns. But I think for one game, LeBron definitely shown he can still go nuclear. So I think they're going to take this seriously. They handle business, and I think they beat the Suns.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, do you bet against LeBron in a Game 7? You really shouldn't, should you? I'm not angry with you, EB. I'm just disappointed, but it's fine.
I'm sorry, man.
No, mate. I get you, bro. It's a toss-up, mate. But if Booker's playing, mate, I like our chances because I don't think they've got anybody who can guard Booker. So I think he'll. It's good. It's good. Our chances are going to lie with Booker's play, I think. But like you say, it's going to for a neutral. I mean, it's KD against LeBron. I mean, this is it. This is, these are the games that as a neutral that just mouthwatering, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. For me, it's us against the enemy. But I'm obviously slanted because of the Suns fandom. So I totally get it, mate. And Lakers are at home, so a tall prospect. But if anybody can do it, mate, I think a team led by KD and Booker can. But it's going to be fun to find out. Question off Gio. What's your craziest final 2 predictions? Looking at it, mate, you could end up with like a Pacers versus Pelicans final, which I don't think anybody really is kind of like an NBA neutral. They'll be just like, what? Who are these kind of things? And I'm sure Adam Silver's gutted that the Golden State Warriors aren't in the quarterfinals, really, because Curry kind of brings that. He's the casual NBA fans kind of wet dream, any kind of thing. So for them not to be in it as well, I think that might gut him a little bit. But yeah, you could end up with something like, the Pacers, like you say, making it all the way, and then it could be Pelicans or Kings against. Gio says, I'd love to see Pacers Kings if the Suns can't make it. I mean, what's the totals going to be in that game? Pacers and Kings, that
might be the highest scoring game in NBA. That's going to end like 200 to 202. Like, it's just going to be buckets.
Yeah, no overtime needed. That's like, you know what I mean? That's mate, it could be absolute carnage, couldn't it, man? no defense whatsoever, lights out in Vegas. That could be a definite mouth-watering proposition. It'd be like an all-star game, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just
that's exactly what it will be. Yeah.
Ooh, man, that could be. Pacers have already been involved in one crazy game like that. It was against the Hawks, was it? Where it was a real high-scoring game earlier on in the season. It was just ridiculous. Like it's just.
It was like 120 to 1 something in like at the end of the third quarter or something like that.
It shouldn't be a thing, bro. It should not be a thing. Mental, absolutely crazy. But I mean, I think if you're Adam Silver, you're probably going to want either the Celtics or the Lakers in the final, aren't you? For like a marketable point of view. I think the kind of casual fan, or I mean, if the Knicks find their way into the final, mate, New York will lose their mind.
Yeah,
like
it'll be crazy.
The whole of New York will shut down that weekend, bro. That would be insane as well. Because me personally, I think the league's better when the Knicks team is good. When they're a decent team, I think the league as a whole is better for that. But I don't know if everybody agrees with me on that. But I think when the Knicks have a decent team, I think it's better for the league if that's the case. Because New Yorkers are engaged when the team's not very good. They're kind of uninterested, and having a decent crowd at Madison Square Garden is always a good thing, isn't it, kind of thing. But there's but you've got to be in it to win it, AB, haven't you? So the next kind of opposer then really is who have you got winning it all, AB? The first ever NBA Cup. Do you have a team? Are you willing to put your reputation on the line and give us a team or a final prediction or whatever you want, mate?
The team that I picked, like obviously at the start of the season to win the tournament was probably the Thunder. I thought it was like an up and coming rising team and stuff like that. I didn't think the real contenders will kind of take this seriously, and I thought obviously with Shea doing what he was doing last season as well, kind of spill over into this year, which he has been balling. Got to pay respect to him. But
Thunder are playing well, aren't they, bro? Do you know what I mean? Thunder are playing well, but they unfortunately just couldn't make their way into this quarterfinals. But it's a decent shout. I think I had the same as you, mate. Because I was like, I don't think the top teams are going to bother, and then who's that mid team who might kind of make a bit of a leap? And like I was thinking either Pelicans or Thunder, and I went with the Thunder in the end. So good shout, mate. But carry on.
Obviously, they're not in the tournament at the moment as well. So I've been doing some number crunching. I've been looking at the numbers. I've been looking at the teams. I've been thinking, who do I think is going to really lock in for this tournament and really try to make history and become the first team to win the NBA Cup? And listen, it's not the Hollywood pick, if I'm being honest, but the team that I think, after watching them in the tournament, watching how they've developed this season, watching how they've had a star player that's kind of rise to the cream of the crop and really balled out. The team that I'm thinking to win the NBA Cup, we spoke about them earlier. I'm going with the Indiana Pacers, man. I feel like the Pacers are going to win the NBA Cup. I mean, 4-0 in their tournament game so far. I know they got to play the Celtics tonight, which is going to be a tough game, but I believe in this team. Best offense in the NBA this season. They're averaging 129 points per game. I mean, no one can stop them. The pace that they're playing at as well, no one can keep up with them. Tyrese Haliburton pushing the pace. You've got Buddy Hield, who's a lights-out shooter. You've got Miles Turner, who can rim run and also play all NBA caliber defense. You've got guys like Bruce Brown, who I mentioned, who's a real glue guy, who's come in and also scored when they need him to as well. I think the Pacers, they're going to win this. I feel like the step that Tyrese Haliburton has made this season, I mean, when we talk about Tyrese Haliburton, I mean, he's averaging 27, 3, and 12 this season. He just had a month, last month, where in November, he averaged 25 and 10, on 50% shooting from the field, 40% for free. And the only place I've done in a month is Jordan LeBron, which is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, he misses He's shooting 50%, 52% from the field. He's shooting 45% from three, and 90% from the line. So I feel like he's reached that level where when you talk about the best players in the point guard position in the league, he has to be up there. You have to be mentioning his name in the upper echelon of best point guards in the league. And yeah, I think he's been hooping. I think what the Pacers have been able to do, scoring wise, pushing the pace, and I just feel like they're just gonna no disrespect to them, as I mentioned earlier, no other team, they're not really looking to win a championship. I don't think their roster, they'll say it themselves, they don't have a roster ready to compete for a championship. But single game, if it's just one-off games, I feel like they'll be able to just ball out. I think Haliburton is gonna play without a leash, and Rick Carlisle's just gonna send them out there and be like, go and ball out, go and be that team that wins the first NBA Cup. I mean, no pressure, no expectations. I like what they've done. They shoot the ball well as well. They shoot 38% from three, which is joint fourth highest in the league. So yeah, I feel like that offensively, no one's gonna really be able to hang with them. And even as I mentioned earlier, just the other day, they beat the Miami Heat, put up 144 points without Tyrese Haliburton. So yeah, I like their chances. I'm backing them to win the NBA Cup. As I mentioned, it's not a Hollywood pick, but listen, someone has to root for these teams, man. We can't all root for the big teams and the teams with the big market. Someone has to show love to the Kings, to the Pacers. I'll be that guy in it. Not everyone wants to do it, but I'll take one for the team. I don't mind if they look at me and call me crazy, but I'll support these guys, man. So Rick Carlisle, Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, Bruce Brown. I believe in you guys, man. Go win that NBA Cup, man. I'm rooting for you guys.
Well, AB, when you say something, I take it seriously. So, if you're telling me that the Pacers, might win the NBA Cup, I take that seriously, man. I don't know how Haliburton scores 27 a game with that jump shot, bro. Honestly, it's one of those things, anyway. It's just like, I don't know how it happens, but it happens. It's a very unique jump shot, isn't it, man? When you watch it, it looks like it shouldn't work, but it does. So ugly, it works for him. So, fair play. But
it's so ugly, man.
Yeah, but every time I see Haliburton and I see his name and I see the stats he puts up, I just keep going back to that draft when we could have drafted him. Every time I look, I'm just like, we could have had Tyrese Haliburton and Devin Booker. We could have had Tyrese Haliburton and Devin Booker as a backcourt, which we'd have probably won the title that year when we went to the finals against the Bucks, because Haliburton could have come in for behind Chris Paul.
Every
time I think about it, I'm just like, oh my god, But it's the crossroads. We probably want to add KD, so how things kind of work out. Bradley Beal as well, when Bradley Beal decides he's ready to play.
I actually forgot that Bradley Beal plays for the Suns. Oh my god, he hasn't played yet this season, has he?
He's played one. He's played one game.
Yeah,
I think.
One game,
or maybe two, maybe one or two games.
I actually forgot. Wow.
the big three haven't played together yet, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
We're nearly a quarter away into the season and they haven't played together yet. It's you've kind of got to get some continuity at some point, haven't we? For sure. Yeah. we need at least two of the three. It would be nice, kind of thing. But I think he's going to be evaluated in another week, Beal is. I don't think he ain't going to make the final. So if we do make it to the finals this week, but I think in a week, they might. Maybe the week after, or then if they clear him to play, then he's kind of got to ramp up and get a game ready, hasn't he? So they won't just chuck him back in there straight away. So once you start having back issues, man, you don't want to rush something like that at all, do you? It's a bit of a worry, but fair play, man. It's fair play sticking your neck out on the Pacers, bro. Like I say, when you make predictions, AB, I take that seriously, man. So with the Sacramento pick, man, it's you've got priors, bro. You've got priors. So just check my record, man. But I think who I've got, mate, is I don't know, man. I've gone back and forth. When you've got skin in the game as well, it's tough to kind of be objective, isn't it, bro? Do you know what I mean? If I was putting my objective head on, mate, I'd think I'd go with the Celtics winning it. As kind of boring as maybe it is, but I just think the Celtics have got too much. They're kind of they're playing pretty well, and I think they've got a lot of offensive firepower. And when it comes down to a one-off game, I think they can kind of, grind out the results for me. Gio says he thought you were going to go with the Kings. So, I mean, it was touch and go. It could have gone that way, bro. He thought you were going to go with the Kings, AB, obviously with the Kings fandom. But
listen, I might as well. I got them going to the finals though. It's gonna be he mentioned it earlier. Kings Faces final. I was thinking in my head that's the matchup I want to see.
That's the one, mate. That's the one.
I'm a sicko because you got the Lakers, you got KD, you got LeBron, but I want to see the Kings.
I'm gonna go Kings Faces. Let's go.
But yeah, why you got the Celtics? I'm surprised you didn't pick your Suns. I mean, you got a stake in the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going with my heart, I'm going with the Suns, obviously. But my head's kind of saying Celtics. But I mean, if it's a Suns Celtics final, I mean that's a mouthwatering matchup. That's for sure. In one-off games, mate. I think with the Suns, I'd take us against anyone in one-off games. I think we can definitely compete with the best in the league. I mean, we competed with Denver the other night when KD went cold in the second half. He was like 0 for 10 in the second half. But they've probably got the best player in the league in Jokic, and he still does. He still does his thing, just night in, night out. Done his standard 28, 11, and 13 or something stupid. That boy's just ridiculous as well, isn't he? Gio's asking, do they get rings? I think they get medals, don't they? They announced this earlier. They were showing you a picture of the trophy. There's going to be a finals MVP, and there's going to be an all-tournament team as well. But yeah, they're going to have medals, not rings, Gio. So I think the picture is on the NBA social media. If you want to have a scroll through, that's where you can check it out. Not a bad not a bad thing to win. Nice medal, kind of like a gold medal or something. But we'll see when the Pacers win and go from there. So that's pretty much it in terms of the NBA Cup. Probably got a bit more time to kind of go over. I think we'll maybe do a 76ers check-in, AB, because you're our resident 76ers fan. Maybe putting you on the spot, bro. But how are you feeling? Nearly a quarter of the season in. How are you feeling about Philly, man? You've got to be pretty happy with how things are going.
Yeah, relatively, I would say. I mean, it's been an okay season, but obviously Embiid sat out the last game against the Celtics, which we lost. And Maxey sat out as well. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey's just been balling out of his mind. I think I expected him to take a jump this season, especially with all the harder noise. But he's just taken a jump that not even I really envisioned. He's gone from someone who I thought would be a all-star caliber player this season to potentially an all-NBA caliber player. So yeah, I think he's been balling out. I think his efficiency, the shots that he's been taking, I mean, his confidence. He's pulling up from the low goal. He's finishing at the rim. His playmaking as well. His playmaking has taken a huge leap, which is something that we really, really need from him as well, given that we don't really have a quote-unquote stereotypical point guard in our roster at the moment. But yeah, he's been playing really well. Joel Embiid leading the league in scoring, again, averaging 32 a game. He's someone else whose playmaking has really, really improved. I like the position that he's been taking up. He's been trying to hit some no-look passes. He's getting a real feel around the court as to where his teammates are. There's been a lot of cuts. I mean, Kelly Oubre, before obviously he had his incident, he used to make a lot of backdoor cuts that Embiid used to find and quickly get to him. Tobias Harris has been improving in that as well, in that aspect. And I feel like the whole like motion offense that Nick Nurse wants to run, I mean, wants to get guys moving. That's what we saw he had in the Raptors when he had guys like Gary Trent Jr. and obviously Norman Powell and those guys. When they were there, they were more than just shooters. Those guys will cut to the basket. They'll get nice, easy, open looks from guys like Kyle Lowry as well and OG Anunoby. So yeah, trying to implement that, I feel like that's more winning basketball than just Harden pounding the ball out of the rock. Gives it to Embiid. Embiid's on the low block, just in trying to back someone down, and then you got like 3 shooters. You had that PJ Tucker just in the corner, standing, just waiting for the odd opportunity. The ball just comes to him. So yeah, just get guys moving around. Like it's too predictable to defend against. And I feel like when you get to the playoffs, which I always say as a 76ers fan, we could have gone 82-0 this season. I don't care. It's about what happens in April, May, and June. That's what really matters when you talk about the 76ers franchise in particular. So yeah, I feel like this style of basketball is more team orientated. Obviously, guys getting open looks, guys being able to develop confidence as well. Because when you've got Embiid who's taking, I don't know, like 25 shots a game or whatnot, obviously, when it comes down to the fourth quarter in the late game, there's going to be schemes, there's going to be head coaches that will be able to develop a defensive scheme that won't enable Embiid to get the ball and have time to back down his opponent and things like that when it's a playoff game. So being able to get guys like DeAnthony Melton, who's been shooting it really well, if guys like that can get in a rhythm from like the first quarter throughout, if he's taking these first couple shots in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, then you're never going to win a series like that. You're never going to win a championship like that. So all round, I've been pleased with the more team-orientated basketball we've been playing. I've been pleased with the jump that Maxi's made. I've been pleased with the playmaking jump that Embiid has made as well. Obviously, we're 12-7 right now. So, yeah, we've lost our last 2, though, but obviously Embiid and Maxi have been out. So, but it's been okay. But like I said, I'll never get too high on this team until I see what we do in the playoffs. But it's a good start.
Yeah. Does Batum get many minutes for you guys? Because he was obviously involved in the Harden trade. Who else was in the trade for Covington as well? Was it
Rocco? Yeah, Robert Covington came back and KJ Martin. Yeah,
KJ Martin. Yeah, do them guys get many minutes, bro? I mean, I don't watch much Sixers, but KJ Martin. Batum's been playing some minutes, hasn't he? I think
he's been playing. Yeah, he started a couple games as well.
Yeah.
He's been shooting well. You know, he's shooting like 55% from free in the 10 games. Yeah, he's been shooting well. Obviously, he plays small ball 5 a little bit as well, which I don't love, but obviously in terms of like spacing, it's important. Obviously KJ Martin hasn't. Joe just asked if Kelly Oubre's back. Kelly Oubre should play against the Wizards on Wednesday night. He was a full participant in training. So in practice, he should be back Wednesday night.
I think you've missed him as well, bro, haven't you? I think he was a nice punch off the bench, wasn't he, for sure? Yeah, no, he was doing what Maxi did for you, previously. I think, isn't he? Now, obviously, Maxi's moved, moved in. Always got a soft spot for Oubre because he was on the Suns for a bit. It was a great season. Yeah. It was a great season with Oubre. It's never a dull moment, is it? For sure. Colourful character, isn't he? But it's a decent. That's good. But you play a lot through Embiid now, don't you? Like you say, he's averaging career high in assists, man. I think that was something that I've noticed in the games I've watched, bro. Is it's going a lot through Embiid rather than somebody else. Which it's making him into a better player, isn't it? A better playmaker, like you said, dude. Which is going to make him a better player, and as good as he is on the offensive end, you can always adapt to your game, can't you? And make him into a more of a playmaker is definitely a good idea by Nick Nurse for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's no Jokic when it comes to the playmaking. Let's get that absolutely abundantly
Mate,
clear.
Jokic is one of one, bro, isn't he? Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
But he's definitely, he's been doing well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Maxi, like you said, I think you knew he was going to improve. Obviously, with Harden moving on, sometimes you have to kind of get rid of somebody to let somebody else grow, don't you? And like you say, I don't think even even the most bullish of Sixers fans had thought that Maxey had made the strides that he has already. He's firmly kind of said, "I'm number 2. This is, it's Embiid, and then I'm the next guy." And having Nurse there, was I think goes without saying, probably an upgrade from Doc Rivers. I don't think you missed Doc Rivers' offense, do you, bro?
Ah, man.
No, I think I enjoy Doc Rivers, the color commentator, though, better. I think you should just keep doing that. I like Rivers as a commentator, but as an NBA coach, maybe not so much. I think you should just keep working for ESPN, bro. Keep earning that money, mate. That's fine.
I can't remember what game it was, but I was watching an ESPN game, and obviously Doc Rivers was on the call, and I remember he said something like, "Oh yeah, this is why you got to give young guys some chance, because this is how you get them to develop." And I was thinking, I know that's not you talking. This guy had Maxey on the bench, yeah, after he came back from injury and didn't want to play none of our youth, and now he's on ESPN saying, "Oh yeah, this is why you give young players a chance to show what they can do in this league." I was like, "Oh, whatever, man."
Whatever, man. It's easy to sit on the sidelines, bro, isn't it, and go, "Oh, yeah, you should really do that." Yeah, do you know what I mean? But oh, mate.
Man.
Yeah, but now, if I were you, bro, I'd be very happy at how things are going, mate. But like you say, talking's cheap. It's getting into April, deep into April. That's the kind of that's the aim, isn't it, for sure? So, but no, I think things are looking good for you, man. When with Embiid, you're always going to be in with a shout, isn't it? But it's his health, isn't it, that's going to be the biggest worry. But that's the Joel Embiid experience, isn't it? I think.
Yep.
But if he's healthy in April, then only going to be a good thing with Maxey. And I think Maxey's at the moment run away for most improved player, is he? I can't really think of anybody else who. What's his increased his points? 5-6 points a game difference, is it?
What did he average last year?
It was like 20. Now he's averaging like 25, 26, is he?
Yeah, no, he's averaging 27 this year. He's averaging 27.
It's a big jump, bro.
Last year he averaged 20.
20, and now he's 27.
27, and he's gone from crazy.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of time. Gone from 3.5 assists to just under 7.
Yeah. Gio's asking you a question, bro. Would getting past the second round be a successful season?
For me, 100%. We haven't got past the second round since 2001. That's all. Obviously, I want us to win the championship, but we just need to get to a conference finals, man, because the collapses that we've had. I mean, we won game 6 against the Celtics, and then we won game 5 and then lost the last 2 against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Then obviously, don't even get me started on the Hawks collapse when we were the 1 seed. And then obviously
that's probably the worst one.
Yeah,
the Hawks one's the worst one.
Yeah, 100%. And then obviously you had Kawhi hitting that shot in Game 7 against the Raptors back in 2019. So it's like, we just need to get to a conference finals. We just need to get there. And
if I was you, bro, that Hawks one would haunt me, mate, because you were better than they were.
Still does.
You were a better team than they were, and
100%.
They just found a way. And like you say, what happened. But so you
has to be.
We just want to be in the conference finals. That's where we're
at? Finals, man. Man. Then let's get there first. Then we can think about NBA finals or championship or whatnot.
Absolutely. That's the aim. That's the aim, bro. So I think that's all we got time for, dude. But thanks very much for coming on as usual. A gent as always. If you want to let the guys know where they can follow you on socials.
Yes, I'm on, what's it called now? Twitter, X. I still call it Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. It's downloaded on my phone as Twitter. I haven't even updated it. But you can catch me there at Clutch New Media. Looking to post new content soon. I'm gonna be reacting to the in-season tournament games as well tonight. So you can follow me on there, and we can talk hoops for sure.
Yeah, man. Give him a follow, guys. Really, really good follow. If you want any breaking news in any sport, AB's the way to go, man. Thanks for dropping in again, dude. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. I'm Matt at Postal323. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. And we are also on The Artist, formerly known as Twitter, and on Instagram. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. We could probably go through, the Pacers winning the NBA Cup, or and obviously everything else that's going on in the league. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Take care, and we will see you soon.